Everybody, welcome to our Prezi demo. This is Adri and Juliet. Say hello, Juliet.
Hello.
So today we're gonna go over how to create a Prezi from scratch. So first of all, I do want to share with you that Prezi is actually not compatible with Internet Explorer. So you will need to use Google Chrome or another alternative. So here we're going to start out with our different options. So you can create from template. So we're going to look at that here. And what this does, it gives you the templates that Prezi has already created. If you browse through them, you will see that there's all kinds of different styles and formats. I'm sure that you would potentially find one that suits the needs of your presentation. So that is one option towards creating your Prezi presentation. Another one is starting one from scratch, which I have pulled up in this window. So basically this gives you a blank canvas. So if you want to put in your own background, you could most definitely do so, and you would be able to do that by uploading an image here. And lastly, you can create your Prezi by converting a PowerPoint. So if you already have a presentation that you've created and spent a lot of time working on, there's no need to start from scratch. You can actually transfer that over to Prezi and then just add in your own animations and audio as needed. So we already went in here and picked out a template just to save us some time. And I'm going to open that up here. So glancing at the screen, you will notice a few things. So here we have these bubbles. So you will see that they are numbered. So we have 1 starting out here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you will also see them listed in the order here on the left-hand panel. So what this is telling me is this is the order that they are in. So I can move these around as desired, and then it will also switch the order over here on the main screen. So you can control everything from this left panel if you need to zoom in on any of these and make any changes, or you can click on each individual section and zoom in that way. Okay. So here I have my first topic. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box here. So I go to insert text, move it over. So let's say in this topic, we are going to cover surveys. So as you will see, my text, may look a little bit awkward. It might not be the size that I wanted. So I'm going to go here to this minus sign, and I'm going to decrease its size and scoot in this box here. Right. And I am also going to look at different text and just select a different one there. So that would be how you insert text. So now we are going to look at our shape here. It may not be, what I want, or maybe I want different colors. So I can choose here and it'll bring up different color palettes for my presentation. And that's basically the functions here of your style icon. I could change my shapes from a circle to something a little bit more different. As you see, this circle is more transparent, or if I wanted to do a square, I could do that as well. So you also have that option in there. So now we're going to zoom in into our first topic. As I mentioned, you can use the taskbar on the left or zoom in into the shape. I'm going to go ahead and click here on the left-hand panel and zoom in. So now I am inside that topic. So Here I can add my title. I can add in surveys. And here I can add my text. So if you need to add text, let's say you're copy and pasting from a website or from a older presentation, all you would have to do is click on Control C when you're copying any text, and once you want to transfer it over to your Prezi, you would hit Control V. All right, so we're just going to put some text in here, put survey responses. And next we are going to add in our first subtopic. So we are going to go to Insert, Subtopic, and as you can see here, I got another circle there, and it'll give me option to add a title. Clear that and abbreviate continued. Again, I can format this and change the color as I desire. And just showing you one more time where those options are for you. And we can zoom in here and then add whatever text or content we need for this subsection. And if you wanted to, you could add another subtopic within the subtopic, and et cetera, et cetera. The possibilities are just endless. So we'll zoom out of that, and once you zoom out again. So I now have built, if you see here on the left-hand side, you will see that there's slides behind section 5, and that's because I added an additional 2 layers. All right, so I'm going to go back in, and we are going to insert a picture. So you can do a search. Prezi has some pictures that are part of their library. You can, of course, upload your own images, and Juliet will later cover our area of what you can do with your library. So just to save some time, I'm just going to select one of the pictures that they have here as a sample. It'll load here. And you actually have the option to zoom in and out of your pictures. So you would go to Insert, select Animation, and then you will get the animation box here. So I would click the plus sign. So let's say you want to fade in, fade out. You can zoom to and zoom area. So this is especially handy if you have charts or images that have text that are a little bit hard to see. So I'm going to select zoom to, and I want to zoom into my picture here, and it will log here whatever animations you save. So let's just add another one. And let's say I want to zoom out to topic. There we go. So now you will see 1 and 2, which are my 2 animations that I added for this subtopic here. And at any time you want to see what it looks like, you can always go up here to click present. And I'm going to go back here and zoom in. And now you see my animation in there. So that's how you would do that. And if you press escape at any time, you will be able to return into the edit mode. And let's say that, maybe that is not quite what I wanted. You can always select and then press delete, and it'll take off whatever animation you inserted. So one last thing we're gonna go over is attaching a video. So a really neat thing about Prezi is that you don't have to click any external links when you attach a video versus in a PowerPoint. Oftentimes we have to hyperlink them in there, and whoever's presenting or whoever is going through the presentation has to then exit the presentation, and you don't have to do that here. So we're going to go to YouTube and grab a quick video just to use as an example. Right, so here's this one. And I'm going to copy that into my clipboard. Go back to my presentation, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom into my subtopic there and attach it here. So once again, we want to go to Insert, Video, and you can, of course, upload your own video that you may have saved. We have the library option, as I mentioned earlier, Juliet is going to cover with us, and I'm going to paste it in there. And you can insert it. And I will get this little play box here. And the video won't play while you're in edit mode, so don't be alarmed if you can't get it to play. You will actually have to go into present mode to get it to play. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to backtrack my steps a little bit and zoom in. And there is my video. It will automatically play for me. So that is definitely one of the neat features of Prezi. So now we covered some basics, text formatting, and now I'm going to hand it off to Juliet to cover some more features with us.
Thank you, Adriana, for that wonderful demonstration of how to use Prezi so far. So I'm going to go ahead and continue by showing everyone how you can attach audio into the presentation. So the circles that Adriana calls them, I like to call them planets. That's just a word that I made up on my own, but I just call them planets. So if you ever hear me refer to planets, that's what I'm referring to. So in order to insert audio, you have to select the planet, and you'll click Insert on the taskbar and click Audio. And then you can upload audio. So it says the recommendation is between 15 to 25 seconds of audio, but this is just a recommendation. We haven't had any issues. I believe the longest that audio that we've recorded is maybe 3 to 4 minutes on each planet. So you shouldn't have any issues with the audio. So I'm going to insert some audio. And now my audio is uploading directly into the presentation. So this one is only 10 seconds long. And it's that simple. So the audio will automatically play once you press present and you're not in editing mode. So now I'm going to go ahead and back out and show you how I use Prezi Library. Let's go ahead and start fresh here on a different planet. So the Prezi Library is useful if you need to use a photo multiple times. You can add it to your library. For example, in our Prezis, I use the EA Sween logo consistently in multiple slides. So having the EA Sween logo is going to be something convenient to add to my library where it's easily accessible. I can also go to another planet and add the same image. This is just a lot easier between the attach image selection versus you have to look for the file, and here if you save it to your library, it's already in the library. So I'll show you how you can actually save that to the library. Let's say I wanted to save the image Adriana attached. You just right click and click add to my library. And now I can use this image across multi-functions of the Prezi. In addition to that, let's say I had an entirely new presentation that I wanted to use this image for. This library is transferable across all your presentations on the account, which is a really useful tool. Moving on, we are going to show you how to utilize the chart function. The chart function might be a little advanced and something you're not going to use frequently, but it could still be useful. So let's just stay with the basic pie chart. Since this mock presentation is going to be about new hire surveys, was the topic that we selected. We can edit the chart. Give it a minute to load. So we can edit the data. And let's say I'm just going to pick on a few HR partners at the CDC level. So Denise, DJ, Green, and let's just say Chucky Buck. And let's say Denise, her percent of new hire surveys. Let's just make up some data here. So now you can see that the chart is actually working. And let's say that we wanted to demonstrate that the number of surveys that Denise has recorded in Chicago is more positive than the feedback that Adriana is reporting in Louisville. So the chart function is just a small tool to be able to display your data. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to story blocks. So very similar to the planets, as I call them, a story block is a more efficient way to display information. There are several templates that you can use. Let's say we wanted to use a team. So instead of having a blank story block, you could have a blank subtopic. You could have a more interesting looking Okay, so while I zoom in here, it gives you data that you can input. So let's say I didn't want to use Steve's photo. It gives me the option to add from my library. So I could replace his picture with Chucky Buck. And ultimately, just take that out. Chucky Buck. And this is just another way to display the information. It's just a template, so you don't have to rely on building things on your own. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to demonstrate how you can utilize the PDF tool. Say that you have a PDF that you want to be able to implement into the presentation. We'll just do a simple one. It's a requisition form. And you can insert multiple pages or just the one that you need. Or you could delete the one that you don't need. And that's just a simple tool instead of having to take an actual photo or screenshot of something that you're trying to display. You can just upload the PDF version and it comes out very clear. Just a few more functions that I want to go over with everyone. So in addition to the presentation mode, there is also the opportunity to be able to share the links to our demonstration. In order to allow another user to edit the Prezi, they would need to have a dedicated Prezi account. So we are currently sharing our Prezi account, and as you can see, it says MH, which stands for Melissa Hansen of Marketing. But we also have one other user. So currently, Adriana and I are joint users, so we're both using the same account from marketing. So it will display when another user is collaborating at the same time. But let's say we just want to allow someone outside to be able to view our presentation. Let's say I want to allow Sarah to be able to view our presentation. So I click create link, I would copy it, and then I would send her an email and say, this is our link to our presentation. And then she should be able to access through the link without an account, and it would show her in presentation mode how our Prezi looks like. In order to have someone collaborate, let's say I want to allow my personal Prezi account to edit this presentation. So you can click can edit, can present, or can comment. So I'll edit and I'll send an invitation to this email address. From there, the user will need to open up their email and they have to click the selected link from their email and it will take them to Prezi and give them access to the same presentation. It's important to remember that all this information, because multiple people can be edited at the same time, that it can be automatically synced at the same time. So there's no reason to continuously save and worry if your work is going to be lost, because all the changes are synced in real time, which is great. And lastly, beyond our demonstration video, if you still find yourself needing help, you can click this Need Help button and you can type in a question that you're having, or it gives you topics that you might be having issues with. So editing, how to add a picture, how to animate your contact, how to insert that YouTube video, multiple topics. even how to customize colors. And it'll give you step-by-step instructions in case you ever need help. But of course, you can always refer to Adriana and I if you're needing some expert help.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our Prezi demo. If you ever have any questions, please refer to us. We are here to help. We are really excited and looking forward to what you are able to create with Prezi. And we are always here for Prezi hacks and tricks. One of them is Juliet's expert hack. If you're recording audio and don't have a microphone, just use your headphones and you can use a recorder in your iPhone. So anything that you need, we're here.